Let's go to our main storyboard, and we are going to create a new view controller, which we are going to do our profile here. So I'm going to do it right next to my users, and we're going to use a table view controller. So drag one out, align it nicely, and we're going to have three sections here. This is the first section, this is second section, and this is the third section. And each section is going to have one cell. So if I select my table view, let's zoom in a bit. So let's see, we are going to have a static section, and number of sections is going to be 3, and number of rows is going to be 1 in each section. So I just select the rows and I delete it. The first section is, if you can see, the cell is much bigger than the other two. So select your first section, just enlarge the cell there. Let me quickly check my measurements to see what size our first section is. Okay, I have it 100, so I'd set it 100 here. Alright, then the second section is a bit bigger than the third one, so I'm going to set this to like 65. And the third section we can leave as it is because it's going to have only one button here. So let's start from the top. We are going to need 2 labels and an image view. Let's open our this inspector thing, objects. I like actually the old way the Xcode had it here all the time available, but I decided to do it this way. So let's drag an image view, and I'm going to set this to 0, 0, and the size, let's have it 60 on 60. And then we align it. And now I have to open this object thing again and drag 2 labels out. Enlarge them all the way. Actually, I'm going to also change the size here to be like 20. Command C, Command V to copy the label. Okay. Let's set the default image to be our avatar placeholder. Then the first label is going to be our full name. And the second label, we are going to display the phone number. Okay, so this is our first section. Actually, I'm going to make my image view to be 80 instead of 60. It's much better. Let's adjust our labels here. Okay, so I have these 3 views. Now I want to set my constraints. So my image view is going to be 16 points from left. Width and height will be standard 80. And also I'm going to control drag to my view here, not to my labels, but to my cell view here, and set it center vertically, so it's in the middle of my cell. Our image, our labels, we can set top, left, and right. And for my phone number, I can set top, not top, bottom, left, and right. So they are set nicely. Then we have here 2 buttons. I want to set them nicely so they have spaced in between correctly. And to do this, I'm going to use one view. If you want to access this object library faster, instead of clicking here, it's Shift. Yeah, sorry about that. motorcycles here. So it's Shift Command L in order to open this library, right? We need a view here, so I can actually search for it. So I put a view, and what I'm going to do is to change the background color so you can see what's going on here. But this view I'm going to put exactly in the middle of my my table view cell here, and the width I'm going to set it to 30. Let's put the height somewhere 50 so it's not too big. And I'm going to put this exactly in the middle of my cell here. And let's set our constraints to be horizontally and vertically in the center. Hit enter. And also I'm going to set the width and height to be fixed. So now we have some anchor point in the middle, and I can put one button here and one button there. So let's again open our library and get a button. So this is the first button, Command C, Command V, and this is my second button. So the right one will be my message. So I get rid of the text here, and I set the image to message. See, it changes the size to the size of my icon there. Okay, you see here I have a nice blue button, but my asset is grayish, so I can put it to be a system button on top, and it becomes nice and blue. Here also I'm going to put it system, but as soon as I remove this and I set my title, which is phone, I guess. Let me see in my assets what I have here. It's a call, so okay, and let's set the size here, and I'm going to check this as system as well. So what I need to do here is to set my constraint. So it's going to be 0 on the left, 7.5 from my center object. And also I'm going to control drag to my view, and I want it to be centered horizontally. Same thing with my other object here, we center horizontally. I just say, actually it should be 7.5. I guess it was 16 there. Let's double check it. Yeah, it's 7.5, and let me delete this 16 because on my other view here looks like it says it's 0. Yeah, now it's 0. Okay, so we have our views here. Well, apparently I don't know what I clicked, but everything is kind of highlighted, which is not really nice. Let's add the last thing here, which is a button. Okay, and this button is going to be aligned to left. The color I'm going to set it to red, and it's going to be, say, block user. And also let's make this to be bold. Maybe change the size a bit, 17, yeah. It looks good. So we have our user interface here. Let me change the color of this thing to be white so we don't see it. So we have our user interface ready. Next lecture we are going to do our connections.